It happened shortly after my 18th birthday. I was the child of divorced parents. I lived with my father because my mother was an alcoholic. When my dad went to work and I was alone, I would get in his Jeep and drive around the neighborhoods. I wasn't afraid of the police because my dad was the police. In a nutshell, I could drive from a very young age. I longed for that birthday to come because I was becoming an adult and I could get my license. A month after my birthday, I got it, and I felt like I was in the clouds. I had never felt so happy. I immediately got in my car that I had bought for my birthday and drove off. I drove aimlessly all day. I was too happy to get tired. A month after getting my license, an accident happened. As I was driving calmly in my lane, I saw a car coming towards me, overtaking a truck. We were approaching too fast and the SUV couldn't overtake it. It didn't look like the Jeep was going to clear the lane. I knew we were going to crash and I had to do something, because in a head-on collision, I would be dead in the spot. I veered off the road, and from there on I don't remember. I woke up from a coma a week ago and immediately started crying. The doctor asked me why I was crying, and I told him that while I was in the coma, I heard everything that was going on around me. I could hear the doctors coming in and examining me, the machines making sounds around me, but that wasn't what was bothering me. I was in a coma for 2 months, and my mother visited me every week. When she was alone in the room with me, she would start praying that I would die. I could hear all of this. Every time I heard it, I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. And when the doctor came in, she pretended to cry. That was the most horrifying thing of the whole disaster. After being discharged from the hospital, I never heard from my mother again. She got what she wanted. I was already dead to her. It happened when I was 14. It was 2 years ago, but I still get chills from that incident. It was around 10 p.m. I was coming home from practice. I live in a more remote area in the city, and it was taking me a long time to get to workouts as well as to get back. I was walking normally until I heard a strange noise behind me. The street was deserted. I turned around, but there was no one there. After a while, I heard the rustling sound again. Turned around again and nothing. I couldn't stand staring at nothing and continued on my way. It happened again, but this time it was closer. I was cautious and I could sense that there was something behind me. I pulled out my bundle of keys and tucked them between my fingers so I could protect myself if something attacked me. A car drove by, which was unusual for that alley at that time, but you could say that it saved my life. When it passed, it managed to illuminate with its headlights a tall figure moving quickly. I thought it was a rabbit or some animal, but damn, how would an animal be that tall? I turned around and I saw it. I didn't need to overthink the situation. I just ran. I heard quick footsteps after me, but I didn't turn back because I knew I would trip and get caught. I ran with all of my might while saying a prayer in my mind. Then I managed to reach the front of my home, and luckily the front door was open. I walked into the doorway and closed it behind me. The front light came on and I saw it. He was half naked, skinny and tall. A pale man with long hair and a wicked smile. As I looked at him, I realized that the lamp in the doorway was also lit, and just as I could look around, he could look around me. I climbed into the elevator and pressed the floor. I entered my home and locked both locks. My parents asked me what was going on and I told them what happened. We called the police and they searched the area but found no one. I was scared of running into him again, and since, I've been training home. When I was 22, I went on a student brigade in America. I worked in a very famous hotel and had a lot of free time after work. I had made friends to go out with when I wasn't working. One night after work, we had arranged to go out to a disco in town. Because it was quite warm during the day, I had dressed in shorts and a tank top. When we entered the place, we noticed that a famous artist was going to be performing and it was packed. It was hard to traverse through the crowd of people. We had a table reservation near the bar where everyone was. We were drinking alcohol and partying. Because I was a pretty girl, I was getting a lot of male attention and compliments. But I didn't want the evening to go that way, so I didn't pay much attention to them. As I was dancing around the table, I felt a prick in my arm. When I scratched it, I saw there was blood. I thought I had picked at a pimple and paid no attention to it. Since the alcohol was getting to me, I left. When I got home, I went straight to sleep with my clothes on. In the morning, I woke up with a severe headache from the alcohol. Then I had a break, which meant my day was free. I had to take a shower. Upon taking off my shorts, I felt that I had something in my back pocket. It was a note that said, "Congratulations, you have HIV." My heart dropped into my heels. Immediately I thought of the strange prick-like sensation in my arm. I thought someone was playing a joke on me, but I was scared enough and went to get tested. When I got the results, I calmed down. The doctor told me that the chance of getting an HIV through a contaminated needle was small, but there was still chance. I thought that someone really meant to infect me, which made me cringe. Be careful where you walk, unless you want to become part of some statistic.
If you have experienced similar paranormal activities, share them to our email or the comments below. If you found this video interesting, please like it and share it.